on what we did last time. Last time during our session, we get introduced about the competition Imagine Cup Junior UAE. You were able to form a team. You were able to select one of the categories that we have, the 5 categories. We brainstormed last time a lot of like problems under each category. And finally, you were able to select one of the problems. Now, what we will be doing together today, we will try to solve the problem using AI. Okay, are you ready? Let's see. So today we will be covering, first of all, an introduction to AI. If you went through the platform and you watched the videos, you can also grasp more information about artificial intelligence. But today we will have a recap about it. Also, we will be defining something called Microsoft API. This is very important for your project because you need to learn about the Microsoft API in order to solve the problem using artificial intelligence. And finally, we will follow a 3-step strategy to solve the problem that you selected using AI. So now, let me remind you about the steps for building the project. Step number 1 was to select the category, which was done in the first session. Step number 2 was to find a problem, and that took us a while as well. And now we are here in step number 3. We are trying to find possible solutions using AI. Okay, are you ready? Before we proceed, I need to take your input. You know, AI is everywhere. Now, what I need you to do, I need you to scan this QR code and write for me in what ways have you used AI today. So let's see your answers. And I will be shifting to the forms to check on your answers. Ms. Lama will put for you the link as well in the chat. So feel free to click on the link and start answering for me the question, in what ways have you used AI today? Let's see. And we will give it only 2 minutes because we have plenty of activities that is planned for you today. Okay, I have the first response. Face recognition, amazing. Okay, ChatGPT, Alexa, Amazon, games, research work, perfect. I need more. Videos, games, Siri, to build a project, okay. Okay, what else? YouTube recommendation, this is very nice. Car building, oh, weird. What else? Fingerprint, okay. Your mom is using ChatGPT. Good. Google Web. Okay. What specifically in Google Web? Amazing. We have 127 answers. Microsoft Copilot. Yeah, amazing. For studying, this is nice as well for studying. You know, it can build for you a schedule where you can divide your time in a proper way. So you can benefit from every minute in order to get prepared for the exam. So try to ask AI to build for you a schedule to study. Don't use it for essays. I can see someone writing essays. You can use it, for example, to evaluate your essay, to give you ideas, you can brainstorm, you can do searching with AI, but don't use it like a copy paste. We will speak about ethics of AI in the upcoming sessions. So, amazing. Generating images, checking the weather. Okay, perfect. It seems that you are ready for today's session. So let's proceed. We will stop here and we will continue with our session for today. And since you are ready with good vibes, let me ask you this question. And now you need to type it in the chat. So Ms. Lama can give me your answers. The question is, how you define human intelligence, or when I say that this is an intelligent human being, what are the adjectives? What are the adjectives that I'm seeing in order to say that this is an intelligent human being? Let me see your answers. And Miss Lama, she's with me, correct? If
Yes.
you can start reading for us the answers from the chat.
We don't have answers yet. Let's see if we will have answers.
Okay. What is a human intelligence? How you define human intelligence?
You can write it in the Q&A section.
Yes. You can either write it in the chat or in the Q&A section. Either or. Yalla, where are your positive vibes? You were active in the form. I need you to be active now here in the chat. When we say that the humans are intelligent, uh, when they do what?
Okay, we have an answer.
Okay.
Uh, in humans, intelligence is commonly defined as the sum of mental capacities such as abstract thinking, understanding,
Amazing.
communication,
Amazing.
emotions,
Perfect.
intellect of a human that cannot be replicated by any other creature, which is good.
Mhm. Don't use
Brain, intelligence
ChatGPT.
by the brain.
I'm feeling it. You are using ChatGPT. Don't use ChatGPT. Try to put the words that comes to your mind when you hear the word human intelligence. What does it resonate with you?
We have an answer, which is human
Mm-hmm.
intelligence is IQ, or the way a person thinks and acts during a
Mm-hmm.
situation. This is a good one.
Perfect. Okay.
Mental quality, to be able to do things, example, feel emotions, and more.
Amazing. So this is to summarize what you mentioned right now. We say it's a human intelligent when the human is able to do some kind of thinking or reasoning, when the human is able to learn. So we born like we don't know anything and we go to school, we learn from our parents. So the ability to learn is also falls under the intelligence. The ability to do some kind of problem solving, okay, come up with solutions. This is human intelligence. Perception, the ability to like hear, touch, feel, and interact with all these sensors if you want. This is intelligence. Linguistic, you mentioned something about communication, correct. This is really touching here. So the ability to communicate with others, the ability to speak different languages, this is also falls under linguistic intelligence. Perfect. You are doing great so far. Let's proceed, me and you. So, the second question, how can I make a machine, a robot, a watch, something act like a human being and take the same adjective, which is intelligence? What are the things that this machine should show me in order to say, yeah, this is uh, an intelligent machine, or the word artificial intelligence? Tell me, yeah, write for me in the chat. Slama, do we have any answers or not yet?
We have one related to
Mhm.
artificial intelligence, I think, which is learning from experience. I'm not sure if this is for artificial or
Amazing.
human. Yes,
Correct. Learning from experience. Correct. So the
which is
fact that
still
the
way.
machine is able to learn, this is correct. What else?
Technology that can solve problems, APIs,
Okay.
um, is a branch of computer science that aims to create intelligent agents.
Okay.
It learns by behavior,
Uh-huh.
uh, behaving according to situations, solving problems, understanding human life, all of these answers. Doing things they are trained to do, it's trained to do.
Perfect.
Artificial intelligence is when computers are made to think and learn like people, helping them solve problems and do smart things.
Amazing. Perfect. So, yeah, as you mentioned, when the machine is also capable of thinking or reasoning, when the machine, yes, it's capable of learning, then it falls under the artificial intelligence. When the machine is able to solve problem, to do some kind of perception, to do, I'm not sure how we will make it hear or touch or see. Now we will check during our session. But yeah, the ability of having the sensors or the senses like the human being. And finally, the ability to speak different languages. So once we are able to find these attributes, if you want, in a machine, then we can say that this machine is intelligent. Okay, so let's proceed, me and you, and to define AI. So as you mentioned, it is as simple as the attempt to make a computer or a robot or a piece of technology, whatsoever is this technology or a piece, to think and do something like humans or to make a human being. Let's proceed to see a brief history about AI. So we started recently to hear the term artificial intelligence, correct? But according to the history of AI, it is dated back in 1950s, where the programmers started to think, I don't want to always give instructions for the machine. I don't always need to give it like step by step command on what to do. I need the machine to be independent and to work on its own. So how we can achieve this? So at that time, this was the conversation, if you want. And then they said, you know what? We really need to have an artificial intelligence where we are making that machine become more intelligent. And they started thinking how we can develop something similar to this. And here in 1980s, they introduced the idea of rule-based AI. What is rule-based AI? It's like a set of rules that they put it in a similar way like a dictionary. So for example, in dictionary, you want to search about a specific word, you go through the dictionary and you find the definition. Similar to that, they put a set of rules and they ask the machine to go and check and search in these rules in order to do a specific task or a specific job. And from this, they were able to succeed in beating a chess champion in a program that was developed by IBM, which they call it the Deep Blue. And in this way, because they listed all the moves, if you want, they listed all the moves for the machine, and they told it, for example, if you the one who is playing against you did this move, you have to do this kind of move. So they listed, if you want, everything in a tabular way, like giving a command, but in a tabular way, like a dictionary. And the machine was able to make the right move at the right time. So from there, they said, oh, now we can do some kind of machine learning. So it will not be only like beating in a chess game. Let's expand. Let's expand more to see how this machine, if we enter specific data, it will be able to, for example, predict, classify, you name it. Yani they started discovering the capabilities of the machine in something called machine learning. And then they introduced neural networks, which we will discuss today. And nowadays you have ChatGPT, which is generative AI. Okay, so this is the progress of the artificial intelligence. Now let's go deeper and check one by one what they did. We will start with the machine learning. So in the machine learning, it's similar to a human being. So you go to school to learn, correct? They will give you the book and they will start teaching you. For example, at KGs, they will show you, for example, certain images or certain information. You will process it in your brain. You will start learning it. And then they will say, this image is for what? And you will be able to detect the image, correct? They use the same approach with the machine. So they trained the machine with super data, and they were able to write line of codes that has to do with probability, statistics, and something like that in order to help the machine detect patterns. This is the right word. So the machine was able to detect patterns in order to learn. And then in the future, whenever they put any input, based on the patterns that she learned or the machine learned, it will be able to give us the output. I'm happy with your emojis. I hope it is not bothering you that everyone is sending us a lot of emojis. If you want, let us take a lower. Okay, thank you. Let's stop using the emojis so that everyone will be able to see the screen. But thank you for the interaction. I really love it. And I'm also sending you a lot of hearts. Thank you. Okay, now let's go and check the types of data. So you mentioned, Ms. Solange, that the machine is capable of processing data. Is it only in the form of numbers? Is it only a structured way where I'm inputting the data in the tables? No. You can also have unstructured data like videos, images, files, you name it. Okay, and also you can have a semi-structured. So semi-structured is like structuring or organizing these files into tabular way, but like files if you want, or a folders where it has a specific images, emails, voices, whatsoever. So it's very important that you understand that we have three different types of data, and based on the data also we can do different things, and this is what we will see right now. So let's say I have an image. What can AI do with this image? So first of all, the AI can classify for me. It will tell me this is an image of a cat. Okay. Also, it can do some kind of captioning. So underneath the image, it will write cat. For example, cat in the field. Okay. So it will generate captioning for each image. Also, it can do some kind of object detection. So in the same image, it will tell me this is the dog, this is a cat, this is another cat. See, it's in the same color since it is detected as a cat, but here there is a duck, okay? Or even it can do some kind of segmentation. So this is the border of the dog. This is the border of the cat. This is the border of the cat. And this is the border of the duck. Okay? So these are things that AI can do. What else? If I have, like, for example, um, MP3 or a voice, it can also analyze the voice. It can change the voice to text. It can do some kind of speech recognition. It can detect, for example, this is the voice of Solange, this is the voice of Flama. Okay, so it can do some kind of speech recognition in terms of knowing the persons or knowing the language, translating the language, and all of this. What else we can do with AI? We can do some kind of sentiment analysis where we can analyze the vibes that is coming from a text. Is it positive? Is it negative? The person who is typing this message, is he happy or maybe angry or sad? So it can detect the feelings out of a message. What else we can do with AI? We can do some kind of video processing. So in video processing, we can, for example, use it like we did during COVID, where we can detect whether the person is putting on his face or no, whether the person has high temperature or no. For example, here to count the number of passengers that are going in the bus. So a lot of things can be done while we are doing video processing. Okay, I can see some hands raised. Unfortunately, we cannot open the mic just to control the meeting, but please feel free to type it in the chat, and I will be asking Ms. Lama if there is any question so far. So do you have any question, Ms. Lama, on the chat from the audience, from the students?
Miss Solange, but just to let you know that we have closed the chat. They are posting their questions or answers in the Q&A section. Okay.
Okay.
We don't have any question. Someone is asking that they want their friend in. They can just click on the joining link and they can enter directly.
Perfect. If you can put it as well in the Q&A, Ms. Lama, so that they can share it with their colleagues.
Sure. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Amazing. Okay, let's move ahead. So, what is machine learning? Machine learning, or what are the methods or the types that we use in machine learning? We have three main types. We have the supervised learning, the unsupervised learning, and the reinforcement. And we will explain it step by step today. So, when I will use each one of them, I will use each one of them based on the data that I have, or what I need to do. So for example, if I want the machine to learn from a data that is labeled, then I will go with supervised learning. If I don't have a labeled data, I have just images, and I need machine learning, for example, to classify, to segregate, to put in groups, and then I will use the unsupervised learning. If I need the machine to learn from rewarding actions, so what I mean by rewarding actions, uh, it will take, for example, points if it did a successful move or a successful guessing, or it will take negative points if the machine failed to get the right decision. This is called rewarding, and this is called reinforcing or reinforcement, where I'm reinforcing the information over and over again with the machine until the machine learns properly. Okay? Let's dive deeper within each and every kind or methods for the machine learning. We will be starting with the supervised learning. Here, as I mentioned, I have a set of images, and the images are labeled. Like, for example, this is the image of a cat. This is the image of a cat. This is the image of a cat. This is the image of a dog. This is the image of a dog. This is the image of a dog. So I have it labeled, okay? What I will do, I will input these labeled data into the program. Here, the program will start learning. So, for example, if I see this image, it is a cat. If I see this image, it is a boy. And here they do some kind of training. And then when I test it, I will test with a different image. Look, this image is not equal to any of the images that was trained on. And here is where the machine fails or succeeded. So here it will tell me 100% this is a cat. We call this like the accuracy rate, if it is really confident that what the machine detected is correct or no. Okay? So in this way, the machine was able to detect that this is a cat based on the data that I inputted to the machine. Here an example. For example, you in the class at KG1, for example, the teacher will put for you images. This is an apple, this is an orange, and she will repeat with different images. And then all of a sudden, she will give you another apple, for example, with a green color, where she didn't introduce it before. And then you will be able to say, yeah, this is an apple. I'm confident 100%. So this is the same way machines are learning under the method supervised learning. Okay, let's go to the second method, unsupervised learning. So here, imagine as if you are a student with a lot of images, and you have to rely on your own memory, maybe, or your own algorithm, or your own interpretation to group these images into different groups with similar features, okay? With similar features. So here, the difference is that the input is not labeled. I didn't give any clue to the machine about any of these images. I just threw the images on the machine, and based on the interpretation of the machine and the algorithm that the programmers are writing, the machine was able to classify the images into groups. Okay, so this is the second type. Now, the third type, it is similar to the second type in which I'm not giving any labeled data. So the data, again, it's unlabeled. But this time, I'm helping, if you want, the machine through a reward system. So the machine will give me an output. I can say this is correct, this is not correct. And then the machine will repeat until the machine will learn from this reward system and will be able to classify the objects. Okay? So now, if you want to continue, we were introduced to the term artificial intelligence. Under the word artificial intelligence, we have machine learning, and now we will go to something called deep learning. Before I proceed, Ms. Lama, do you have any question from the chat?
Yes, we do. Just give me a minute, Miss
Sure.
Solange. Okay, so someone has asked several times if they can use the PowerPoint template on the platform, but using Canva, the platform
Yeah,
to just,
so
yes, can
you
they do
need
that?
Okay, you need to stick with the PowerPoint slide. However, for any kind of design, for your prototype, for crafting whatever you need, for making a video, making a poster, explaining something, you can use any tool that you need. You can use Canva, you can use anything that you need. Okay? We are not
Another
like,
question.
yes, go ahead,
Thank
please.
you, Miss Solange. Thank you so much. Um, uh, I have a question. I made a website about AI for accessibility, and it's like Chat
Wow.
GPT. Is this allowed?
Yes, for sure. For sure. As long as your solution has to do with artificial intelligence, yes, for sure. But now, please complete with us because you need to relate that prototype, what you created as a prototype, to Microsoft APIs. And while writing the report, maybe you have to relate it in a way. Okay? Okay. Any more question or we are good to go?
We are good to go.
Amazing. So now we will go to something called deep learning. What is deep learning? The programmer said, okay, we shifted from giving the program step by step task, if you want, to giving it, if you want, in a way, we are still giving it comments. يعني there is still a lot of هيك, work that is done on human beings. They were asking a question: can we find a way where the machine will be totally independent in a way that I train it for a while. Let's say, like, as if a student who graduated from a school and now they are independent, they are interacting with everyone, and they are grasping from all the information that we teach them. Rather than each time, whenever I need to do something, give it all the features and so on. So from here, they come up with something that is similar in the behavior to the human brain. In what sense? The same way like our brain function through a neural networking, they took the same idea and they make it applied on the machine. So imagine here I have the data. The machine will extract features from this data, will create relationship between the data, and will repeat it over and over in something called hidden layers. Now, this is very critical for the programmers. Why? Because they need to specify the number of hidden layers. They need to specify this how many times it will be repeated, and then they will fall into whether it is fitting or overfitting, terms that are really hard. I will not take you through them, but what I need you to understand is that the machine, through the idea of neural network, it's extracting the features on its own, and it's learning through several iterations, if you want. And after it learns from these several iterations, it will give me the output. Okay, so if I want to compare, or if I want to give you an example here, I will be giving the machine an image of the cat. The machine will go through each and every pixel, okay? It will do some kind of calculation and will do the relation between this pixel and that pixel and so on, until it will extract the features that will tell the machine this is a cat based on these features, okay? I didn't tell anything to the machine. I just gave the machine the image. So if you want, the difference between machine learning and deep learning is that instead of having an engineer who is sitting and doing a lot of feature extraction manually, the AI or the deep learning will do this kind of feature extraction. Okay, so now the machine is doing feature extraction plus classification. So in this way, it is faster and it is independent. It's not relying on the programmer. Okay, from here we were able, or the programmers were able to develop a lot of nice application. This is why I was starting at the beginning to ask you, how did you interacted with AI like through your day? So some of you maybe mentioned natural language processing through Siri, maybe. If you are seeing in Dubai, for example, the self-driving cars, this is an example. For example, in bank sector, they are using fraud detection to detect any kind of fraud. They are using also, this is very nice as well, under the category of culture and heritage. They are restoring the colors of old images and vintage images and videos as well. If you are checking on the social media, sometimes they will put for you, for example, images from, for example, a famous scientist or someone from the past. They were able to restore their images. Their images were in black and white. They make it more colored. So all of this was done with the help of AI.
Miss
Also,
Salon,
and
sorry for to
yes,
interrupt you, but we have some questions.
sure.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we use ClipCut and have more slides?
You have to abide by the number of slides. The number of slides, we cannot add more slides. But let me give you this tip. If you want to add more information and you are limited by the number of slides, feel free to make a video, for example, okay? A video or a GIF that can explain more, but within the limited number of slides.
Another question. If we are in AI for tech and making a prototype, is it compulsory to record a video regarding the prototype?
It is an added value if they are in AI for tech. It is an added value for sure.
Okay. Can we
But
take
it
help
is
from
not
our parents
mandated
or
for them.
teachers?
Sorry?
Okay. Can we take help from our parents or teachers?
Yes, feel free to leverage from them. Yeah, no problem.
And the
But
last one, I'll
but
ask you,
but
can
you
they
have,
use
as a student, you have to explain the full project. You have to explain the steps similar to the steps that we will be doing today and we did in the first session. You have to be able to explain it.
Okay, the last question. Can they use AI to create images and like to help them with the project,
Yes, for
ChatGPT?
sure. And we will have a session around generative AI, where also we will share with you some of these like platform that can create for you images.
One more, Miss Solange. Is it okay for
Mhm.
them to exceed 2 minutes video?
No, no, no. They have to
Okay,
abide by the time as well. This is a critical point.
thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now let's proceed. So these are some of the examples that I was expecting to see it when I asked you the question, how did you interact today with AI, or did you interact? So you mentioned some of them. Now, while I'm explaining, you felt that AI, maybe it is hard, hectic, maybe we need to really know coding and so on. So how we can solve any problem using AI. And now we will be introducing for you something very nice that was created by Microsoft. It's called Microsoft Cognitive Services with something called Application Programming Interface, API. What does it mean? So rather than you cooking the food, you go to the restaurant and you ask from the waiter to get you the food. So the waiter will take your order, will send it to the to the kitchen, and then he will take it back to you. Correct? This is the similar way where we are benefiting or leveraging from API. The API will take your request, will take it to the server where the models are already trained with high accuracy rates, and it will automatically give you the response. Okay, so now what you have to do is you have to mention just which API you used. Let me explain more about this, but at least please understand the word application programming interface. It's an interface that you interact with similar to a waiter that will take your request, take it to the modules, and then bring back the response. So you are not seeing all this training and modeling and iterations. You are not seeing anything. You are just interacting with a simple API. Now, what are the different APIs that we have under Microsoft? So Microsoft was able to produce several APIs or under the Microsoft's cognitive services under vision. For example, now the machine is able to really see and interact accordingly. So this is under vision. Under speech, where the machine is able to do communication, as you mentioned at the beginning of the session. Under language, the machine is able to understand, under search, and under decision. So what are those API? This slide is very important. So you need to understand the different APIs that we have. The PowerPoints are there with your teachers, so they can download them from the platform and they can share with you these presentations so that you can also have hands-on with all these APIs. So let's go through the APIs one by one. For example, under vision, we have computer vision, where it analyzes content and image and video. As I showed you in the previous examples, where we have video, we detected faces, we detected whether they are putting on their faces, they are covering their mouths, for example, or they have high temperature. So this falls under computer vision. Custom vision is where I'm training the model on a specific scenario. For example, I want to detect skin cancer. So I will train the model on images that has, for example, cancer, and other images that doesn't have any kind of cancer on the skin. And then the module, and here when I say I'm training, it's only like 15 images because all the hardware work was done previously. Okay, so you only need to train on a very small sample of images, and then the module will be able to support you in that custom scenario that has to do with vision. Faces is another API, and maybe on social media, if you uploaded a picture on Instagram, Snapchat, maybe you are using it, you can see that it will automatically detect the person and it will tag them. So this is because of the API face. We have form recognizer. So in the form recognizer, for example, if I have a receipt or any kind of paper, I can scan it. AI will extract the information from this paper and will put it accordingly. Okay. We have ink recognizer. So in ink recognizer, it is recognizing my handwriting. So also handwriting is another option. Video indexer is what we saw as well, where it is going through the video. For example, I have a video and I want to search for a specific moment in that video where they were speaking about, for example, they were mentioning my name, let's say, and I missed that meeting. So now I can use AI with video indexer to search the whole video and tell me at which specific time, seconds maybe, they mentioned my name. So this is, yeah, with the ability of Video Indexer API. Now, speech. I will use speech to text. It will take my voice and change it to a text. Text to speech. It will read aloud all these words. For example, this is text to speech. Speech translation. It will translate my speech to different languages. Speaker recognition is what we mentioned as well. It will identify a specific person who is talking. And this is there in Microsoft Teams as well. If you use Microsoft Teams, if you do a recording, it will tell you, for example, Solange was saying this, Lama was saying that, so that they are leveraging from speaker recognition API. Under language, we have immersive reader where it will read aloud the text and it can give you visuals, for example, as a clue. Language understanding, it will understand the language. And then also Q&A, it can do some kind of conversation with you based on data that we saved. Text analytics, as we mentioned, it can detect whether the text is positive, negative, or it can extract key phrases or some kind of entities, for example. Translator, it can translate to several languages. Search, now you can search Bing by uploading an image, and Bing will search for you. For example, I did it, to be honest. I met someone. They said, "Hi, how are you?" And then, because my memory is outdated, I forgot their names, I forgot everything. And then I took a picture of them, I put it on Bing, and Bing was able to extract information for me related to that person. And then I remembered, yeah, he used to be a colleague with me, maybe from 15 years back. Memory sometimes it's not good with us. So Bing Images is there to support you in searching by
Sorry
uploading
to
an
interrupt
image.
you, Miss Solange, but we have some
Yes,
questions.
sure.
Yes, someone is asking, how do we create a prototype video? Because his team is confused about that.
Okay, let's keep these questions till the end because I have for you a strategy 1, 2, 3. We will speak about your project, and then you can get an idea on the prototype. And anyway, we will have several sessions about the prototype. Okay, so don't worry about it. But you have to attend with us the remaining sessions. Okay. So if it has to do with the prototype, Miss Lama, let's keep it till the end until we finish, and then I will be able
Okay,
to
we
answer.
keep questions to the end.
But if it is related to what I'm explaining right now, yeah, I'm ready to take the questions. Do you have any question
Someone has
related?
asked if the project should be an app or it's just a startup idea.
We will answer all these questions at the end. But yeah,
right.
it is a prototype. If you are in the AI for good, in the category AI for good, then you have to have a prototype. Okay, it can be application, it can be a website, it can be chatbot, it can be something physical, but you explain to us how you are leveraging from AI. If it is tech for good, then idea, and you show us the idea how it works, then it will be acceptable. Okay. Now let us continue, me and you. Here also we have under decision. This is very important slide, to be honest, because you need to know each and every API. Now you will see when we do the 3 steps of solving a problem with AI, you will see why this is very important for you to understand. Also, we have anomaly detector where it will identify problems, for example, in a specific, let's say, database, it will detect it. Content moderator, if I put it, for example, on emails or on LMS, so it will be detecting any offensive words that is coming from student. Matrix, so if I put it, for example, on my, for example, temperature, just to monitor the temperature outside. Maybe I put it somewhere for a plant to detect maybe the soil moisturing of the soil, something like this. So it will tell me, for example, if the soil is dry, if it requires some water. So Matrix Advisor also is there. Personalizer, and this is what now Copilot is doing. So you can put it on top of your Outlook, for example. It will create for you, like Siri, as you mentioned, it can book for you meetings, it can book your time, it can do a call on your behalf. So all these scenarios are under Personalizer. Now, just to keep the pace, I will start introducing the 3 steps that you have to follow in order to solve a problem using AI. What are these 3 steps? Step number 1 is to collect data. So we need to start by collecting data because, as you saw, the first step with AI is to have the data, correct? The second step is to save this data in a container. Okay, so where I need to save the data, I need to save the data in a container. So I need to specify this container. Okay, step number three is to take a decision or to have an outcome that is created by AI. Okay, so these 3 steps you have to follow when you are creating your project. Okay, now we will go through an example together, me and you. The example is the problem that I have. I need to reduce loneliness and depression among elderly people. Okay, so I need to leverage from AI to accomplish my target or my goal. Okay, so we will go step by step, me and you, and I need you to write in the chat. Miss Lama will be reading your answers. Step number 1, think of this. How I will collect the data. First of all, what I will do in order to decrease depression and loneliness for our, for example, parents, elderly people, and how I will use AI and how I will collect the data. Okay, so all these questions should come to your mind. How I will use AI or what I need to do, how I will collect the data. Yeah, I need some answers.
We have some answers.
Perfect.
Someone has
Yes.
said that we can create a chatbot that addresses the situations of elderly people using
Amazing.
surveys and forms and stuff like that, analyzing
Perfect.
emotions.
What else?
This is it for now. I'll let you know if I have more answers. Okay,
Okay,
let me see.
I need them to put their thoughts because this is important.
Um, we can create AI robots that can be with them.
Okay,
You need
great.
software that can be integrated into the production process.
Okay, perfect.
Create an AI pet. This is new.
Nice. I love it. Okay.
A companion bot that uses speech API or AI that can talk with the elderly.
Wow. Amazing.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm not sure if you attended the first session or no, but this is amazing answer. So let's collect what you mentioned. You mentioned that you want to make a chatbot or a robot or a pet, small pet, machine a technological pet maybe that will interact with elderly people. Correct? So they have to communicate with them. Now, if they have to communicate with them, this is where I'm collecting data from elderly people. How I'm collecting the data from elderly people? So someone mentioned that I will leverage from the API speech to text, correct? So the elderly people, maybe they cannot type, but they can speak. So we can collect their speech and change it to a text so that the machine will understand, because remember the machine will understand in like binaries 1 and 0. So this is the first step to collect the data. Now step number 2 is to translate, correct? So maybe the elderly, maybe this program was created at US and we brought that product like that product, we brought it to our region where our elderly people, they can only speak in Arabic. So also we need to add a component of speech translation so that it will translate live or real-time translation. Okay, perfect. We are now crafting our solution. The first step was to mention how we are collecting the data. Let's proceed. Step number 2 is the container where you need to save your data. Yalla, I need some answers from you. Where you want to save your data? Tell me. Anyone?
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Yes, we can have database.
Okay.
Let us see more. Uh, robots
Okay.
in a program. That's in a
Okay.
program.
Mm-hmm.
Storage drives
Mm-hmm.
inside an app or document or database, an organized folder. These are our stored
Amazing.
in a robot.
Okay, perfect. So you mentioned it. It can be either on a computer, so in a database, it can be in a drone, it can be in a watch, it can be a robot. So it's up to you. For me, for this, if you want problem, I selected to have my own robot. Okay, so here, for example, let's go back to your question about the prototype. If you selected to have a robot, you can do Lego Mindstorm, or you can do whatever you have as a robot. So that will be the prototype that you will have, and you can check how you can use AI with that one. Okay. Or you can have it like something that has to do with drones. Yeah, it's up to you. It is sophisticated. We are not asking this much sophistication at all. Feel free to do whatever you need as a prototype, whether it is physical or it is a website or it is application or a simple chatbot. It's up to you and up to your innovation and capabilities. Okay, so for the prototype, it's up to you and your innovation and capabilities. Okay. The most important step is to go through the 3 steps that we are mentioning: collecting the data, storing the data in a place. So if I want to make a website, yes, correct, you are correct. I need to save it in a database. If I need to have a robot, then I need to have a machine where I'm storing the information. Maybe I need to do an artificial or something that has to do with artificial camera, for example, or something like has to do with a specific object. So that will be the container. Okay. So all your answers are correct. This is why I said yes, yes, yes to all your answers, because we don't have a specific answer, to be honest. It's up to you and your innovation on answering these 3 steps. Now, the final step is taking a decision. So here, I need you also to tell me, based on this, based on these APIs, and based on what we did so far. So far we said that the elderly people will interact with this robot through speech to text and translation. So now we are here. Now, your AI needs to give outcomes, okay? Which API you will use to have the outcomes? Yeah, I need answers. Which API? It could be several APIs based on the scenario that you created at the beginning. So one said, I need it only just to communicate. Others said, we need surveys. Others said, we need, I don't know, forms or text. So based on the solutions that you had in mind, you need to select the right API for your solution. Yalla, I'm waiting for your answers. Which API or APIs you will be using in
Yes.
order to come up with the outcome? Yes, go ahead.
We have some answers, Miss Solange. We have
Sure.
decision.
Okay.
Uh,
Decision.
but,
Okay, decision
we have
is where?
decision, search.
Decision, how they
Search.
will use decision, those that wrote decision, how they will be using decision. Search,
We
okay, nice, yes, because it will be asking questions and searching for the information maybe from the internet, okay. But
speech to
if
text, yes.
yes, okay, sure. Now, speech to text is here, step number one. From step number three, it is text to speech because the AI will be generating an outcome, and to make it understandable or for the elderly to understand it, you need it as or in the form of a speech. So here in step number three, it is text to speech, not speech to text. Okay. This is how you have to start thinking. Okay, what else?
We have immersive reader, which is
Oh,
language.
very nice. Yes, immersive reader. If they want to read the news, for example, immersive reader, it can open it for them in a wider page. They can zoom in with the words. It can read aloud for them the words. Perfect choice. Yes. What else?
We can use speech or language since elderly people cannot type. They
Yes.
can use speech to communicate. Vision, Q&A
Vision for
maker.
what? Okay, vision. Which one under the vision? We cannot say vision. We need to specify
Mhm.
which API. Yalla, go ahead. Which API and why?
Speaker recognition we have.
Nice. Yes, speaker recognition is nice because it will help them also to detect maybe voices. Maybe they have the similar situation like me. Someone is speaking with them. Maybe if they forgot their names. So yeah, speaker recognition. But here we have to train the model on recognizing different like speakers. Yes, this is correct. What else?
Computer vision to analyze their videos, to see their facial expressions. Video
Oh, very
indexer.
nice. But pay attention, you are at the decision stage. This computer vision, if you want to analyze their expression or their facial expression, it should be here. So here in step number one, you can have speech to text and you can have computer vision. So with your robot, you need to put a camera that can analyze their faces and that and like a mic to take the speech from them. Okay, so this is nice, but it's not at the step three, it's at step one where we are collecting data. Okay, what else?
Search, Bing custom search, immersive
Nice.
reader, text to
Okay,
speech, AI that
perfect.
analyzes speech and faces. Yes, all of these.
Amazing. So this is my solution, but as I told you, you can go with any solution that you need, but I will show you why I took this. So text analysis, in case they write something just to analyze the sentiment that they have or to analyze the speech, because it is speech to text. Okay, so now I have a text. From the text, I need to see whether they are happy, sad, whatever. Okay, so I need to analyze the text. Language understanding, as I mentioned, it is translated to me, so I need to understand the information. Q&A, for example, to have, like you mentioned, survey for them or questions just to refresh their memories. Text to speech, because here, yes, I have the answer, but I need to communicate back with them, so it will be text to speech. And Bing images, videos, as you mentioned, for example, if we want to do some kind of search. Now, let me show you my
How
prototype.
about a quick trivia question about sports?
Okay, go ahead, shoot.
How many home runs did Babe Ruth hit in 1927? Was it A. 51, B. 60, C. 74? What is your answer?
B, 60.
Well done.
And that broke his record because in 1921 he hit 59. And that was only a little while after.
Amazing. It was very easy step for us today. We brainstormed how we can solve the problem using AI. We saw the problem, which was helping elderly people not to be depressed, and how we can use AI. You helped me to brainstorm, and then we created a prototype at the end. So this is what we did so far. Stay tuned for next session. It will be more about generative AI, so it will help you more to improve your solution. We can take a couple of questions because we started like 5, so we can have 2 more minutes if you want. If you have any question, please feel free to type it, and Ms. Lama lets me know if they have any question.
Yes, we have a question. How do we integrate APIs in our project if we are an engineer chatbot in, for example?
Okay, so we will be explaining something around this in the upcoming sessions. Stay tuned. I will show you how you can do it. Stay tuned for that.
Can you give some API examples? And they are asking if you can share the PowerPoint with them, Ms. Solange, or not.
Okay, already, as I mentioned, the PowerPoints are uploaded to the platform of the teachers. They can download it from there, and they can share it with the students.
Is a prototype necessary for AI for good?
Yes, for AI for good, they have to have a prototype.
Okay. Is it important to do a video of us explaining the PowerPoint?
It's important to make a video. You can open the camera or close it. It's fine.
Someone is asking where can they find the PowerPoint? It's on the platform, I guess, I believe. What if they cannot code a program? How to create a prototype?
They have to think about it. We have 2 sessions that we will be showcasing Power Apps. We have also other platforms they can attend and see with us.
When should they submit this project?
March 25th of March.
Someone wants to know if the prototype should be they make.
Sorry, Lama, I wasn't able to hear whether the prototype is what?
Yes, is something they make, or should it be an app?
Anything, it's up to them. It can be software or soft copy, or it can be something that is a hardware or physical. It's up to their innovation, capabilities, and skills.
Doing solution on the platform, right, Ms. Solange?
Yes, correct.
Yes, okay. One person in a group do the PowerPoint, or all have to do in one group?
No, all they have to submit one PowerPoint. As a group, they have to submit one PowerPoint. They will give it to their teacher, and she will upload it on the platform.
So I just attend last session. We have the recording on the platform. You can go to the platform, watch the recording, and you will understand most of the steps of the project.
So for the recording, we will post it on the WhatsApp channel. If you can put the link, Ms. Lama. We will be also putting it as a link in the platform as well. So also you can see it. It will be like at the header of the platform.
Is it required to make a prototype for AI for health?
For AI for good, if that is the category, you need to have a prototype. If it is tech for good, then you don't need to make a prototype. يعني a physical or something like a prototype. You can just explain your idea. with a video, with a GIF, with a poster. Okay, any more questions?
Let me check.
Lama?
Can you hear me, Ms. Solange?
Yes, yes, I can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you, yes.
Do you have any
Okay.
more question?
Is it okay to submit before March 25th?
Yes, for sure. But they have to
Okay.
like do all the steps.
Okay. Yes, the time for the video is 2 minutes, right? Someone is asking.
Correct. Yes, correct.
Correct, yes. Can people above 18 submit their ideas too?
If they are still at a school, yes, they can.
Okay.
So, for example, they are grade 12, yes, they can.
Someone said, there's a slide in the PowerPoint with the topic, your AI concept. They don't understand what to do in this slide.
Yes, it's similar to what we explained today. So what are the different steps that you did, like step 1, 2, 3, how you collected data using AI, what is the container, and for the decision, which APIs you selected. Similar to what we did today, but you have to put it in 1 or 2 slides.
Okay, thank you, Ms.
And
Solange.
that you can make it like a video, you can make it like animation, you can make it a poster, whatever comes to your mind. It's up to your creativity as well on how you are like explaining your concept, your AI concept. But the AI concept is similar to what we did today, the 3 steps. Okay. Okay, any more question, Ms. Lama, from your side?
They're asking if they tech for good, if they do a prototype, they will get points for it, right?
For sure, they will get extra points for sure.
Do they need to show their face in the videos?
No, they don't need to show their faces. It's fine.
Okay.
They can use avatar, they can make a like animated video. It's up to them.
Yes, just to mention that this meeting, yes, is being recorded. Yes, university students can participate in the university competition, right, Ms. Solange?
Yes, it is a different competition. Imagine Cup UAE, different one.
Are you gonna take more questions or
Do you still have questions?
let me, yes. No, no more questions.
Perfect. Okay, so thank you for your time. I'm really appreciating that you are making it to the end. Thank you for attending. Everything that we are covering is recorded, so feel free to join the WhatsApp group because we will be posting the recording over there, and also we will put it at the platform. I really would like you to finish all the videos on the platform because that will provide you with like a badge certificate if you want, and it will open for you the PowerPoint so you can start now working on your project. Thank you for your time and goodbye.